Hello children, in today's session I will discuss different communicable diseases which are caused by pathogens. I will group pathogens in 5 groups. Let us begin with the first group, virus, which causes infection, followed by bacterial infection or diseases caused by protozoan. Then we'll take the diseases caused by worms, and lastly I will cover the disease caused by fungus. The first disease as per our syllabus in the topic human health and disease is common cold. This is a common infection or disorder found in every seasonal change in the entire human population and highly transmittable. The causative organism behind common cold is rhinovirus. Remember, name of the disease, name of the causative organism, mode of transmission, symptoms, and if possible preventive measures. This is the sequence you have to follow when you memorize about the common communicable diseases in human society. So first I told you common cold, causative organism is rhinovirus. It is transmitted through contaminated air or from infected person to normal person via sneezing. So sneezed particles contain the virus which are contaminating the air, and when the healthy person inhale them, the upper respiratory tract, not the lungs region, the nose, the pharynx and some part of trachea gets infected. When this infection begins, the person suffers from uneasiness in the upper respiratory passage, followed by itching sensation in the pharyngeal region. Later, discharge from the nose. This we also call it as running nose. Red eyes, fever. This infection will remain for 3 to 7 days without taking any medicines. By believing in your own body defense or immune power, we can tolerate this infection. Coming to the second group of pathogen, let us take bacteria. Disease number 2 caused by bacteria is typhoid. It is also common. Almost 5% of human population every year suffer, usually in the rainy season or at the end of the rainy season. The causative organism of typhoid is Salmonella typhi. This organism is contaminating the water or the food material. When the person drinks contaminated water or eats contaminated food, and if the immune power is weak, the person will suffer from typhoid. Initially, the person feels uneasiness, loss of appetite. As the infection spreads, because these bacteria start living in the mucosal lining of the gastric region. As the infection continues, the loss of appetite followed by indigestion and a continuous fever, there is no chance of reducing the fever in severe infection state. This typhoid organism further spreads infection in submucosa region, causing lesions. It leads to paratyphoid, more severe condition. So sustained fever, cramps in the legs due to anemic condition, loss of appetite, person is not feel to have food or the water. When the person goes to doctor showing all these symptoms, by seeing face, doctor cannot diagnose the disease. Doctor will take the patient to the pathologist who will collect the blood sample, and these blood samples are subjected to Vidal test, WIDAL. By Vidal test, one can identify the presence of Salmonella typhi, and accordingly, the dosage of antibiotics are given to the patient. When the person is on medication, the patient should take lot of fluid content, spicy food is prevented, and the food containing only the soft rice and the dal is advisable. This infection retains for 1 to 3 months. Lot of precautions can be taken to avoid further complications. Coming to the next disease caused by bacteria is pneumonia. The deadly disease because diagnosis is very difficult. So doctor's role is very important here to diagnose the proper infection. The bacteria causing pneumonia is Streptococcus pneumoniae or Diplococcus pneumoniae. There is one more bacterium, Haemophilus influenzae. These bacteria contaminate the air, and the person inhales the air and having lack of immunity will have infections in the lungs. The bacteria start multiplying in the alveoli and start discharging a fluid. So due to the toxins filled in the alveoli, the process of oxygenation of the blood is becoming slow. Due to lack of oxygen in the systemic circulation, the cells unable to show gaseous exchange. As you know that accumulation of carbon dioxide at the cellular level causes increase in temperature, and due to presence of CO2, pH also decreases. So one side increased temperature and other side acidic condition, both are having adverse effect on enzymatic activity. So lack of enzymatic activity, metabolism gets affected, and thus the skin becoming bluish. Oxygenation is already affected, and due to severe weakness, the person will collapse. If the diagnosis is on the right time, we can save the patient by supplying the dosage of antibiotics. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. In last few months, the whole world is under the effect of corona. In case of corona infection, there are 5 different coronaviruses which are spreading throughout the atmosphere, and the person having lack of immune power is easily gets infected. When this infection is spreading in the lungs, as usual, lack of oxygenation, lack of oxygen at the cellular level, the person starts suffering from pneumonia-like conditions. So, the symptoms of pneumonia is very closely associated with the symptoms of COVID. There is one condition where the severe acute respiratory infections, which will cause the collapsing of the lungs, blasting of the erythrocytes, that is RBCs, clotting of the blood, and due to travel of thrombus in the blood circulation, person usually leads to death. So whatever death cases are reported in so many days, the first is lack of immune power, second is the stress and anxiety about the improper knowledge about this infection, third, lack of precautionary measures, number 4, pneumonia, sugar level increased, plus abnormal heart rate. If all these come together, the whole person's body is under physical stress, which leads to death of a person. In pneumonia, in early stages we can give proper medication to save the person's life, but in late infection stage, very difficult to save the person's life. So why we are learning all the diseases? It is due to the common infections around us, if we know little knowledge about this disease, especially the mode of transmission and symptoms, before we reach medical expert, we can take proper precautions or we can take first aids, because Indian traditional food, Indian cultural heritage says that whatever we have traditional ecological knowledge about Ayurveda, it will help in either controlling the spread of infection or at least to control the infection at the personal level. Thus, we have learned 3 diseases in this session: the rhinovirus causing common cold, pneumonia caused by Streptococcus pneumoniae or Diplococcus pneumoniae or Haemophilus influenzae, typhoid caused by Salmonella typhi, which is diagnosed by conducting blood test against Vidal test. As you move further, there are 2 infections caused by protozoans. The first infection caused by protozoa is amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery. The causative organism is Entamoeba histolytica. The person suffering from amoebic dysentery discharging the feces in open air, and if the fecal matter comes in contact with the house flies act as a mechanical vector to carry the infectious particles, that is protozoans, to the foodstuffs or to the water sources. The person eating contaminated food or drinking contaminated water is becoming prone to the infection. These Entamoeba histolytica start spreading infections in the mucosal lining of alimentary tract, causing indigestion. Initially, it is a constipation and cramps in the gastric region, followed by continuous dysentery leads to dehydration. Mucus tinged, having blood components in the fecal matter, is the proper diagnostic feature of amoebiasis. Here also, by taking patients on the right time towards the medical expert, we can cure this particular infection. Coming to the next disease caused by a protozoan, Plasmodium. Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum. These are the common species causing malaria in the person. Malaria is having main symptom of severe chill, fever which is irregular, and profuse sweating. So in 24 hours cycle, we can see all the 3 symptoms one after the other. The causative organism behind malaria is Plasmodium vivax. It is common everywhere. The most dreadful pathogen causing malaria, which often leads to death of a person, is Plasmodium falciparum. In next session, we will learn the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax, how this particular pathogen is digenetic in nature. It requires 2 host bodies to complete its asexual phase, human, and to complete its sexual phase, the mosquito. So here, the causative organism Plasmodium is transmitted through the bite of female Anopheles mosquito. So this mosquito is a mechanical vector, like earlier I told you, house flies. When the infections or infectious particles carried by such vectors, then it is called indirect communicable diseases. With this, I will conclude today's session, and in the next session, get ready to learn the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax. Thank you very much.